Very good morning, everyone. Today we're starting the lecture number 5 for post-graduation program in export-import management. In the previous lectures, we have discussed about the policy matters and what was the status of the Indian export before and after liberalization. Today we are going to be start. If suppose that you just want to be start the export businesses, and what are the procedures you have to be follow? How can you start the export-import businesses? So in the next 40-45 minutes, we are going to be discussing a very detailed steps of how can you start the export import house. So we have around 13-14 steps starting from the step 1, selecting the right name. As we know, words like international or overseas in the name of the firm convey the message that the firm is engaged in export import. Suppose that you just want to be start any export import businesses, then you can put the name just like XYZ International Private Limited or XYZ Overseas, because if anybody is seeing the name of your company, they might know you are dealing with the export import businesses. While putting the suffix international or overseas, it's a symbol of like this you are dealing with export import businesses. So whatever the words we are putting, you have to choose the name very carefully, because name plays a very vital role in terms of the export import businesses. It should be very catchy, it should be very unique name, and whatever the name you are keeping, please be put the international or overseas with your name. So in a very first step, whenever you are making the plan for export import business, you have to be choose the right name. Second is the registration. The registration of the organization's partnership or sole proprietorship is another important step. The firm has to be registered under the company's prevalent law, such as the Companies Act. As we know, once you have chosen the name, after that have to be go for the registration process. In India, we have the numerous number of the options are available in the market. Whether you are coming with a sole proprietorship, or you are coming with a partnership, or you are coming with a joint venture, or you are coming with a private limited companies. Totally depending on your size of the businesses. If you just want to be do business for the long run, you just need to become by the private limited. So it's very another and very important step, that is called registrations of your firm. The firm has to register under the company's prevalent law, such as the Companies Act. Whatever the name you have kept, and after keeping the name, we have to be registered our firm, because without registration you will not be able to do any business in India. So as per the Companies Act 1956, we have to register our businesses, and we have to be start our operational activities of your business. Once you have registered your firm, then third step, that is called opening a bank account. Opening a bank account in a business firm have to be open the current account. The firm needs to open an account with a bank dealing in a foreign exchange designated branches also. It makes sense to open an account with a branch which directly undertake export import documents and converts the foreign exchange. As we know that whenever we are planning for export import business, that means you have to be deal with the foreign exchange rate. So whenever you are planning to open the current account, you just need to target those branch which is actually dealing with the foreign exchange. But every time whenever you are making any transactions with the overseas market, there will be a transactions in a different currencies. Suppose that being an Indian exporter, you just want to be sell your product in across the globe, your target market is Japan. Then you have to be convert your currencies with the Japanese yen, and Japanese yen has to be convert their currencies with the Indian rupees whenever they just want to make any payment. That is the thing. Whenever you are planning for opening a bank account, that is called current account, you just need to target those branch where the foreign exchange facility is there. They are dealing with the export import documents. They should have the basic idea about the export import businesses also, and they should have the facilities of the foreign exchange, that is called foreign exchange, yeah, forex in a short form we can say. Fourth is a quoting the permanent account number, that is called PAN number. The permanent account number need to be quoted to apply for the importer exporter code IEC number, and to claim to exemptions and deductions under the IT Act. Details about the IE code are discussed under the step 6. As we know, it's a compulsory to get it the importer exporter code. For applying for the importer exporter code, you should have the already have permanent account number, that is called PAN. PAN is very crucial documents for applying the importer exporter code. So that is called in a steps 4, we have to be apply for the permanent account number, quoting the permanent account number, that is called PAN number. Okay. And PAN number is also also eligible for, if suppose that you just want to make certain exemptions, deductions under the IT Act, even though you are requiring the permanent account number. Then step 5 is registering with the sale tax office. The exporter need not pay sale tax while making the purchase for export. As we know, this is quite clear that you need not to pay sale tax while making purchase for export. Whenever we are purchasing any product and services for any export purpose, you need not to pay the sale tax. But the thing is that to avail this benefit, the firm has to register with the sale tax office. But the company or firm has to be registered with the sale tax office. Then only you will be able to get the benefit of that particular exemption of the sale tax. Got it? The exporter needs to give the seller form H along with a copy of the import letter to credit or the export order. Okay, suppose that you are getting any order from the across the globe. You have some certain import order, import letter of credit or the export order. What actually we have to do? We have to be approached to the sales tax office. We have to register our firm under the sales tax office, and you just want to be. If you are looking for availing the benefit of the exemption, then what you have to do? You have to be submit the form H along with a copy of the import letter of credit or the export order. Then only you need not to pay the sale tax while making the purchase for export. Yeah, sixth step is called obtaining the IC number. The IC number is the most important registration required by an exporter and importer. No exporter, no export or import for commercial purpose shall be made any persons without any IC number. An IC number can be obtained through an application to the relevant authority, that is called DGFT in case of India. A specimen copy of the form is given in the annexure 1. There is no expiry date for the IC number. Okay, I'm just telling you each and every point. The registered head office of the applicant can apply for the IC number to the licensing authority, the regional office of the DGFT in the prescribed format. The application should be accompanied by the relevant document which are as follows. I'm just telling you the later on. So IEC number, one of the important document and one of the most important registration required for any exporter or importer. If suppose that you just want to become the exporter or importer, IEC number plays a very vital role. Without the importer exporter code, without the exporter importer code, you cannot start the import house. And no export or import for commercial purpose shall be made any person without any IC number. If suppose that you're just looking for opening the export house, and for that export production you are requiring certain raw materials from the across the globe. So if you just want to make any commercial purposes or commercial activities, so that will not be possible without the acquiring the IC number. So IC number can be obtained through the DGFT. DGFT, that is stand for Director General of Foreign Trade. For the DGFT, we have some regional offices in the different state. So what we can do, we can apply our applications in a prescribed format to the state regional offices of DGFT. They will provide you the IEC number. And IEC number, there is no time limit, there is no validity. That is for what we call time being, lifelong. Okay, once you have gotten the IEC number, that will be for the lifelong validity. There is no limited validity of the IEC number. Got it? So what are the things we have to be remember in terms of the IEC number? IEC number is the most important elements and most important registrations required by any exporter importer, and no export or import for commercial purpose and commercial activities shall be made without any IEC number. Second point. Third, IEC number can be obtained through the application to the relevant authority, that is called DGFT. Third number. Fourth number, there is a no expiry date for the IEC number, that is for lifelong. Fifth number, and there are numerous number of the documents are required for submitting the IEC applicants. First is application form in duplicate. Company profile is all about what actually you do, what is all about your business, when you started your businesses, what are the product and services you are providing to you. So you have to write down your brief history and brief introduction about your company. True copy of the income tax, that is called PAN account number, permanent account number, you have to be provide. True copy of the sale tax. I've already told you ki if you just want to take the sale tax exemptions, you have to register your form with the sale tax officer. So if you have already made the registration with the sale tax department, you must have that particular sales tax certificate. Government fees you have to be pay. Bank certificate as per the format, whatever the format provided to you, you have to be submit the bank certificate. Full address of branches in India and abroad. Whatever the branches you have, suppose that you have more than one branches in India and you have branches in across the globe also. So you have to provide the full address of all those branches, whatever the branches are held in India or in abroad. Three passport size photos grabbed duly signed on the reverse side of the photos. Whatever the photos we are submitting, we have to be make the sign on the reverse side of the photos. SSI registration copy duly certified if any. If you requiring the, if you have made registration under the small scale industries, so you must have the what we call certificate of SSI registration. If you have, you have to be submit those registrations also, registration certificate also, and declarations in duplication. You have to provide the declaration form also. These are the 10 documents you have to be submit along with the applicant form whenever you just want to be apply for the IEC number. So what are those form? Again, I'm just telling you: application form, company profile, true copy of income tax, that is called permanent account number, true copy of sale tax certificate, government fees you have to be submit, bank certificate as per the format, full address of branches in India and abroad, whatever the branches you have in a within the India or across the globe, you have to be submit the detail. You have to be submit the address of all the branches. Three passport size photos, small scale registration if any, declaration the duplicate. These are the documents you have to be submit along with the application form. Now, what are the validity and features of IEC number? I've already told you that the validity of the IEC number is for the lifelong. There is no expiry date on IEC number. So IEC number allotted to an applicant is valid for all its branches, division, unit, factories as indicated in the IEC number. Yes, please do remember one point. If suppose that you have got it the IEC number. Suppose that you are running the more than one branches, you don't need to apply for the another number. Whatever the branches which is running in the across the India or across the globe, you don't require the different IEC number. The same IEC number will be different branches, different divisions, different unit, different factories. The same IEC number will be allotted for all the branches, all the divisions, all the units, all the factories. There will be a common IEC number. So what are the features of the IEC numbers? The IEC numbers is the first and foremost requirement for exporters and importers. I've already told you, if you just want to be start the business of export and import, the very first thing which comes in our mind to get it the IEC number. Without the IEC number, you cannot start any businesses. You cannot operate any business in India. In India, from the India. It is a permanent number and has no expiry date. It's a very permanent number. It cannot be repeated. It cannot be repetitive in nature by the other parties. It will be very unique number, and it has no expiry date. It's validity for the lifelong. It is valid for import as well as export. If suppose that you are dealing with the import business or export business, if you are dealing with the export business, sometimes you are acquiring some raw materials from across the globe. Even though you are importing something, even though IEC number is valid for import as well as the export, it is valid for all the product. Whatever the product you have, you don't require the another IEC number. Whether you are dealing with the cashews or dealing with a software product or dealing with the petroleum, automobiles, textile, apparels, whatever the product and services, it will not be matter. There will be the number of IEC, whatever the number allotted to you, that will be valid for all the range of product and service. It's a 10-digit number. Okay. So these are the most important point of the IEC number. I've been told you here. Five point I have been told you. These are the documents you are requiring for application of the IEC number, and these are the features of IEC number. After getting the IEC numbers, then we have to be go with the registration with the Export Promotion Council. Okay. What is the registration with the Export Promotion Councils? I have already told you in a last lecture that we have a numerous number of Export Promotion Councils in India. For the different product and services, for different product, we have a different Export Promotion Councils. Suppose that you are dealing with the apparel sector, textile, we have a different EPCGs. For the automobile, we have a different EPCGs. For food grains, we have a different EPCGs. For software product, we have a different EPCGs. So Export Promotion Councils, they're different for the different product and services. So government in many countries have set up the Export Promotion Councils. EPCGs to provide information and to facilitate the export. The main motto behind the establish the Export Promotion Council They are mainly for promotions of export from India. The basic objective of EPCG is to promote and develop the export of this country. Council is responsible for the promotion of a particular group of product, project, and services. They are promoting the not even the only product. They are also promoting the project, and they are also promoting the services also. The EPC keep abreast of the trends and opportunities in the international market for goods and services, assist their members in taking advantage of such opportunities in order to expand and diversify export. Means export promotions councils are doing the research and development on the behalf of the countries. They have the full information about the foreign countries, what are the opportunities and what are the threat in a respective country. So they are telling their own exporters and importers that these many opportunities in these many countries, these many threats and these many threats in these many countries. So EPCG is basically providing and promoting the export from your respective countries. Got it? Sure, na? Understand? What are the functions of EPCGs? To provide the commercially useful information and assistance to member in developing and increasing their export. EPCGs are providing certain commercially informations to exporters just because of increasing their export from one country to the other countries. If you just want to be promote your export from India to the across the globe, IEC EPCG export promotion councils are supporting in every perspective in every possible manner. They are assisting you. They are providing you certain information, and they are providing certain usefully commercial informations of respective countries. Second function is to offer the professional advice to members in areas such as technology upgradation, quality and design improvement, standard and specification, product development and innovation. Not only the assisting the information, not only the providing the commercial informations by the EPCGs, they are also providing certain professional advice to the members in areas. What are those areas? Technology upgradation. Suppose that in any countries they are asking for the upgraded technologies, yeah, or else you just want to be upgraded to technologies. So EPCGs are providing those advices to you. So if you just want to be upgraded to technologies, so you can, with the help of the EPCGs, you can upgrade to technologies. Quality and design improvement. Suppose that your product got failed international market due to the low quality and low design improvements. As we know, third point is standard and specification. As we know, in different countries are having the different quality and design standard, different quality standard, different design standard, different specification standard. So EPCGs are advising to the members in these areas also. Suppose that you cannot sell the one common product in across the globe. Whatever the specification, whatever the standard are available in a Japan, and the same standard and same specifications are not in a China or not in a American, European. Suppose that your target market is Asia as well as the Europe or also American countries. So you have to be customize the product as well, the China, for the China also, for the Japan also, for the European countries also, for the American countries also. So time to time EPCGs are providing certain professional advice to the exporters ki what are the specifications you just need to be include with your product and services. Just want to be get certain markets, certain success in the international market. So that is the thing ki, as we know ki we have the numerous number of the quality standard ISOs, BIS in terms of the India. ISO stand for the International Standard Organizations, BIS stand for the Bureau of Indian Standard. So in ISO we have the different ISOs, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 21001. So we have a different quality standard in a different countries. That is the thing, we have to be take the prior advice from the EPCGs. EPCG will assist you regarding the standard and specifications of the different countries. Accordingly we can customize the product and services. Accordingly we can sell and we can get it more profit from the international market. Yes, sometimes we are requiring the product development. Suppose that your product got obsolete from the international market. Yeah, your customers who are sitting at the international market, they're liking your product. Sometimes you have to be develop your new product also. In an existing product you have made certain amendments, or if you just want to be looking for the new product development, innovations also. So numerous number of the work are doing by the EPCGs, just like a technology upgradation, quality quality improvement, design improvement, standard. If at any cost you have to be fulfill those standard and specifications, whatever the requirement are available in the international market. Product and development you have to do whenever the product became the obsolete or innovations, etc. Got it? Then to organize the overseas delegation of its member in order to explore global market opportunities. Yeah, sometimes we have to be organized the overseas delegation. They will come to your place. They will what they will do. They will tell you about the global market opportunities. Because while sitting at India, you don't know what's happening in North American, what's happening in South American, what is happening in European countries. So that is the thing. EPCGs are organizing some overseas delegation. They are coming to your place. They are coming to the India. They are telling you about what are the opportunities are available in the South Africa. What are the opportunities are available in North America. What are the opportunities are available in Latin America or South America. What we can say. So that is the thing. They are organizing time to time certain programs for the exporters. For just because of to exploring the more global market opportunities, to organize participation at trade fairs, exhibitions, and buyer-seller meet. As we know that what we call trade fairs, exhibitions, and buyer-sellers meet, they are basically for we organize these many events just because of to involvement of the exporters and importers, where the buyers and sellers can come together. They can exchange their views, they can exchange their product, they can exchange their services, they can exchange their ideas also. So it plays a very vital role in terms of the exhibitions of your product and services. If suppose that you just want to launch any product and services in the international market, so what you can do, you can launch your those product in the trade fairs, where the numerous number of the persons, numerous number of the expertise will come on in the trade fairs. They will tell about, they will give the feedback about the product and services. If you are getting the good feedback of your product and services, then only you just need to launch your product in the international market. If you are not getting the good response, good feedback from the expertise, so what we can do, we can make certain product development, we can make certain amendment and launch the new product in the international market. Then only to promote the interaction between the exporting community and the government, both at the central and state level. EPCs are playing the role of the mediator between the central government and the state government and the exporters. So they are making certain interaction between the exporting communities and the government. So they are playing the role of the mediator between the government and whether it's central government or state government, but they are making the role, they are playing the role of the mediator between the exporting communities and the governments of the respective state or respective country. So these are the what we call few important functions of EPCG. What are the nature of Export Promotion Council? Export promotion councils are non-profit, autonomous, and professional bodies. I've already told you they are providing certain professional services to the exporting communities. They are non-profit organizations registered under the Companies Act or Societies Act. They are totally working as a non-profit organization. The main motto behind the establish the Export Promotion Council just because the promotions of international trade, the promotions of good export. The Ministry of Commerce and the Ministry of Textile of the Government of India, as the case may be, would interact with the managing committee of the council concerned twice a year, once for approving their annual plans and budget, again for a mid-year appraisal review of their performance. Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Textiles of Government of India, the case may be would interact. The EPCGs are meeting twice with the government, one for approving their annual plans, whatever the annual plans and whatever the budget they have. Once they are meeting for approving those annual plans and those annual budgets, and second they are again for a mid-year appraisals. Again they are meeting for with the government's Ministry of Commerce, that that's just because of mid-year appraisals and review of their performance, whatever they have done so far in the last 6 months. Just because of those appraisal, they are meeting with the Ministry of Commerce. This is all about the nature of EPC. Then registration come membership. An exporter may on applications register and become a member of EPCGs. Any exporter can become the member of Export Promotion Council. So totally depending on, I've already told you since very beginning, I am just telling you, we have a different EPCGs for different product and services. Got it? You have to be coordinate, you have to be approach your concerned EPCG department, then only you have to be registered yourself. On being given membership, the applicant shall be granted fourth with registration come member certificate, RCMC. This is in the syllabus also. Once you'll get registered with the EPCGs, you'll get the certificate that is called registration come membership certificate. of the EPCG is concerned, subject to certain terms and conditions. Prospective potential exporters also an applicant register and become associate member of EPCG. Then only you can become the member of associate member of EPCG. Now next is registration with the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. As we know, in an international trade, numerous number of risks are involved in the international market, just like a political risk due to the border clashes, as India and China border conflict is going on since last 1 year, 1 and 2 year. India-Pakistan clashes is going on since the independence in 1947. It has never been the good healthy relationship with late Atal Bihari Vajpayee wanted to be improve the wanted to be improve the relationship with the Pakistan. He has tried, but there was no positive response came. That is the thing due to certain border classes, just like America and Mexico, New Zealand, England, Ireland. So whenever there are certain border classes, so they have certain political conflict also. Or yes, there is a commercial risk also. In a commercial risk, just like in hyperinflation rate, yeah, high inflation rate, yeah, currency fluctuations, yeah, taxes. So it can be the numerous number of commercial risk, or other words we can say non-payment of the dues. So exporters should register with the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation to secure the payment against the political and commercial risk. So while getting the registrations with the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, there will be a minimization of the risk. At least there will be a minimization of the risk. Step 9, that is called central excise. Goods are subject to the exemption from excise duty on the final product means for export. Where exemption is not able, the excise duty paid is refunded after actual export. Secondly, the refund of excise duty is not on the input used in the manufacture of goods meant for export. Form ARE stand for application of removal excise. There is a ARE form 2 also. So ARE form 1 has to be used in the India for the excise clearance. Yes, whatever the goods we are manufacturing for the export, there is no excise duty on those products and services. Yes, so whatever the goods are subject to be exemption from excise duty on the final product meant for the export. Whatever the final product meant for the export, there is no central excise duty on those goods. If suppose that where exemption is not availed till now, if you haven't availed the exemptions of central excise duty paid is refunded after the actual export. Once your export being done, even though you can get it the refund of those central excise. Secondly, the refund of excise duty is not on the input used in the manufacture of the goods meant for the export. You have to be submit the application of the removal excise form has to be used in the India for excise clearance. Just want to be clearance of the excise duty, you have to be fill the application of removal excise form 1. That is called central excise. So as we know, there is no central excise duties on those goods is meant for the export. Okay. If suppose that you have again I'm just telling you, if you haven't take the exemption of those central excise, so what you can do once your product being exported to the respective country, even though you can get it the refund of those central excise. Then registration with the Chamber of Commerce Productivity Councils. It is a desirable form of form. It is a desirable form of form to become a member of the local Chamber of Commerce Productivity Council or Trade Promotions Organization recognized by the Ministry of Commerce. This is helpful in many ways, including obtaining a certificate of origin. As we know, certificate of origin is one of the important documents in case of the many countries, in case of the many product and services. Certificate of origin reflect your product is belongs to the respective countries. So it is a very desirable form to become a member of the local Chamber of Commerce in a respective state, productive council or trade promotion organization recognized by the Ministry of Commerce. So whatever the productive council or Chamber of Commerce has been recognized by the Ministry of Commerce, it is very desirable for all the export and import firm to become a member of the local chambers of those things. And this is very helpful in many ways, including obtaining a certificate of origin. I've been already told you what are the benefit of the obtaining the certificate of origin. Then registration for the business identification number. It's important to obtain a PAN. I've already been told you, if you just want to be take the deductions as per the Income Tax Act, then even though you are requiring the PAN, if you just want to be apply for the IEC number, importer exporter code, even though a PAN is requiring. So based on the business identification number bin from the DGFT registration office prior to filing the custom clearance for export goods. So if you just want to be custom clearance for the export import goods, exported goods, then what you have to do, you have to be getting the business identification number again from the DGFT, that is called Director General of Foreign Trade. Step 12, export license if required. For the many items are free up for export without any license. As we know, there are numerous number of products where the no license is required. If they don't fall in the negative list, the negative list can consist of items that are prohibited, cannot be exported, restricted through license, a license can be all those product is prohibited that cannot be exported, restricted, then only you are requiring certain license of those products and services. Canalize license can be obtained for a short period through a canalizing agency of the government. Okay. If suppose that you are exporting a product through the canalization, then what you have to do, you have to take the license from the government for a very short period. An exporter has to procure a license if this item is not listed under the freely exportable items by the government, then only we have to take the license from the government. Once you will get it the license, only then you will be able to export those products and services. This is all about the all 12 steps which is requiring for the steps for successfully entrepreneur. Now steps for successfully exporting. So what are the steps we have been told you? I'll tell you about the only subject line of those steps. Firstly, you have to select the right name. Then you have to go for the registration, whether it's a sole proprietorship or joint venture or partnership. Then opening a bank account, opening a current bank account in a concerned respective foreign exchange banks, respective bank where the foreign exchange facilities are available. Then quoting the permanent account number, obtaining the PAN number, registering with the sales tax office. Just because up to when you just need not to pay the sales tax, then you have to be get registered with the sales tax office. Then obtaining the IEC number. These are the main things you have to be. These are the main documents for applying the IEC number. Validity and feature of the IEC number I have been told you. Registration with the export promotion councils. What are the benefit and what are the functions of export promotion councils have been told you in a very detail. Registration cum membership certificate. Registration with the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. If you just want to minimize your risk, then you have to be registered with the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. Central Excise. Registration with the Chamber of Commerce Productivity Councils. Registration for BIN, Business Identification Number from the DGFT. Export license if required. If product is prohibited, then you cannot be export. Product is restricted, then you can export through license. If you are coming with the canalization, then you can get the license from the government for the short period. Now, what are the steps for successfully exporting? That is for entrepreneurship. That is for successfully exporting. Step 1, those interested in export import business, all those persons who are interested in export import business need to apply to the Director General of Foreign Trade DGFT regional office for getting the importer exporter code. Firstly, you have to take the IEC code. This is the true for any individual. This is true for any individual or company willing to undertake export or import from India. IEC code number is not mandatory in the case of import for personal use. DGFT has regional office in many steps. Step 1 is applicable only in the case of the very first time exporter. If you just want to become the very exporter businesses or importer businessman, what you have to do, you have to get it registered with the DGFT. You have to be obtain the IEC number. If you are importing any product and services for your personal use, then you don't require the IEC number. Got it? From where you can get it the IEC number, that is called DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade. Step 2, what is all about this step 2? The exporter has to register with the concerned export promotion council. I have been already told you. For the textile, that is called textile. For apparel, we have a different. For cashews, we have a different. For automobile, we have a different. For petroleum product, we have a different EPCGs. For example, in case of garment, It is essential to obtain the registration cum membership certificate from Apparel Export Promotion Council. Registration is essential in order to obtain various permissible benefit given by the government. So whatever the benefit are given by the government, you have to be getting the registration, that is called registration cum membership certificate from the concerned export promotion council. Have been given the examples. In case of the apparels, you have to be getting the registered with the Apparel Export Promotion Council. Then step 3, exporters can now go in for procuring the order by first sending a sample if required. Both exporters and importers will have to be agree upon the terms and conditions of the contract, like pricing, documents, freight charges, currency. After this, importers send a purchase order. So firstly, what you have to do, exporter can now go in for procuring the order. Firstly, what you have to do, suppose that I am an exporter, you are an importer. If you just want to import any product from me, what I have to do in a very first thing, I'll send certain samples of this particular marker to you. Once both the exporters and importers will have to be agree upon the terms and conditions by both the parties, just like what will be the pricing, what are the documents are requiring, what will be the freight charges, who is going to pay the freight charges, what will be the currency, what will be the mode of payment. So there can be numerous number of the questions raised in our mind. Once all the questions answers will be settled down, then importer send a purchase order to the exporter. Step 4, with export order in hand, the exporter start manufacturing goods or buying them from the manufacturers. Once you receive the export order from the import, what the exporter will do, either they start manufacturing goods from their very own, or what they can do, they can start buying those goods from other manufacturers. Step 5, the exporter make arrangement for quality control and obtain from the inspector of quality control certificate confirming the quality of goods depending upon the requirement. Yes, as I've been already told you that quality of the goods is very important in terms of the export businesses. So we have the different authorities in India. Those quality control team will come to your place. They will inspect your product and services, and they will provide you certificate of those particular quality. Okay, once you will get it the certificate of quality of your goods depending upon the requirement, then only you will be able to export those particular products. Okay, so exporter make arrangement for quality controls from the respective concerned authorities and obtain from the inspector of the quality control a concern certificate depending upon the requirement of the respective country. Then only you will be able to export those goods and services. Step 6, exportables are then dispatches to airport for transit. Okay, once you have received the quality certificate from the quality controller, finally exportable goods are then dispatched to the ports, whether you are choosing the sea route or the air route, depending on the product to product, depending on the service to services, depending on the product to product and services to services. If product is a high value, low volume, then you can choose the air route. Product is a low price but high volume, then you have to choose the sea route. Depending on the product to product, you have to choose the modes of transport. Step 7, export firm has to apply an insurance company for marine and or air insurance cover. The exporter asks the importer to take the marine or air insurance under the cost and freight free on board terms and contract. I've been already told you that if you just want to reduce your risk, and there are numerous number of risk involved in an international trade, what you can do, you can apply for the insurance company for marine insurance or air insurance. Marine insurance in terms of the if you are exporting goods by the sea route, air insurance is requiring whenever you are exporting your goods by the air route. Okay. Step 8, after the completion of this formality, the exporter contact the clearing and forwarding agent, that is called CF agent, for storing the goods in warehouses. Sometimes the exporter can also store the goods personally. The forwarding agent present a document is called shipping bill, which is required for allowing shipment by the custom authorities. Whenever you just want to send your goods, firstly we have to approach the clearing and forwarding agent. What the clearing and forwarding agent will do, clearing and forwarding agent will present one document that is called shipping bill. Questions may raises in our mind who present the shipping bill, yeah, who prepare the shipping bill. So clearing and forwarding agent prepare the shipping bill, which is required for allowing the shipment by the custom authority. If you just want to be clearance of the custom of your goods and services, shipping bill is required. Without the shipping bill, you cannot send your goods to the custom authority. Got it? Step 9, already 8 I have been already told you. After loading the goods in the ship, the captain of the ship issue a receipt known that is called made receipt to the ship superintendent of the port. Superintendent calculate port charges and hand over to the exporter C&F agent. Questions again raises in our mind who issued the made receipt. So please do remember captain of the ship, yeah, captain of the aircraft issued the made receipt. Okay. So made receipt always issued by the captain of the ship. Okay. Captain of the made receipt to the ship superintendent of the port. The superintendent calculate all the whatever the port charges and hand over to the exporter or clearing and forwarding agent. Okay. Right. Okay. Step 10. When the port payments are made, once all the ports payment are made, the clearing and forwarding agent and exporter get the bill of lading or airway bill from the official agent of the shipping company of the airlines. Okay. Once all the ports payment are made, then clearing and forwarding agents and exporter get the bill of lading. Okay. You will submit the meta receipt, and against the meta receipt you will receive a bill of lading or airway bill from the official agent of the shipping company or airlines. It depends whether you send your product by the sea or by the airlines. If you are sending a product by the airline, then airlines company will give you the airway bill. Step 11. The exporter applies to the relevant chamber of commerce for obtaining a certificate of origin, stating that goods originated from India. This is not mandatory document in all cases. I have been already told you, certificate of origin is not compulsory, not mandatory for all the goods for all the countries. Suppose that certificate of origin required for any goods and services for any country, then exporter has to be apply to the relevant chamber of commerce for obtaining this particular certificate. The certificate is called certificate of origin, stating that good is originated from India. That particular certificate of origin is telling that particular goods is originated from India. Step 12. The exporter also send a net of document to the importers, stating the date of the shipment, name of the vessels. Moreover, it is desirable to send certain documents like the bill of lading, custom invoice, and packing list to their foreign counterparts. Foreign counterpart means the importer. Step 13. The exporter now present all the important document at his bank. This has to be done within the 21 days after the shipment. Please do remember you have to be submit your all the document within the 21 days after the once your product has been shipped. The bank scrutinizes these documents against the original letter of credit and purchase order. Got it? Last step, that is called the exporter bank send this document to the importer bank. Exporter bank send this document to the importer bank. The importer bank should make the payment on or before the due date. Although these steps give a clear picture about how to export, some steps are very not essential, but starting from all those 12 steps and these 14 steps, it would have give you the very clear picture how can you start the export import businesses, how can you start exporting. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Goodbye, take care.